Hello there, welcome to Disney Parks Addict. Today we'll be taking a look at all the rides and attractions found at Universal Studios Florida at the Universal Orlando Resort in 2023. Stick around until the end of the video for a little look at what's coming to the park over the next couple of years. Once you've made your way through City Walk and to the entrance of Universal Studios Florida, you'll be entering straight into the first section of the park, Production Central. Made to look like a film set, most of the attractions are housed within sound stages. The first attraction you will come to is Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. This is a simulator ride that transforms you into minions before heading on an adventure through many different scenes. The ride includes 2 pre-shows in Gru's living room and then laboratory, and you will exit through Super Silly Stuff, where you will have a wide selection of Despicable Me merchandise. This attraction used to be home to Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast, and before that the fantastic world of Hanna-Barbera. Opposite Minion Mayhem used to be the popular show Shrek 4D, but this was closed in early 2022 and will be replaced with another Minion-based attraction. Stick around until the end of the video to find out some more information about this new ride. The next attraction in Production Central is Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, a steel roller coaster featuring a loop and several helixes. This coaster allows its riders to choose from a list of 30 songs to listen to during the ride. You can choose from the likes of the Black Eyed Peas, Beastie Boys, and many more. Also, if you hold down on the ride's logo for around 10 seconds, you can access a secret playlist, but you will need to enter a 3-digit code for a particular song. Here are some of my favorites, but a full list can be found in the link in the description box below. The final attraction in Production Central is Transformers The Ride 3D. You team up with Optimus Prime as you battle against the Decepticons in many exciting show scenes, featuring a variety of effects. You can also meet Megatron, Bumblebee, or Optimus Prime in a meet and greet in an area close to the ride building throughout the day. As with all my guides, I'll be heading around the park clockwise, which takes us to the next area, New York. The first attraction you come to is Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon. This is a 3D motion simulator ride which replaced Twister Ride It Out. The queue line features displays about the history of The Tonight Show, as well as a few interactive games for guests to try before entering the pre-show. There are also regular performances by the Barbershop Quartet, the Ragtime Girls, and #Panda, both of which feature on The Tonight Show, as well as making appearances throughout the ride. Once you go through to the main stage area, you will race with Jimmy Fallon while seeing many of the famous landmarks around New York City. As you walk towards the lagoon, you will come to the next attraction, Revenge of the Mummy. This is an indoor roller coaster based on the Mummy franchise. The ride is very meta as you enter the film set of the next Mummy installment. The queue and pre-show features interviews with some of the cast, including Brendan Fraser playing himself. It explains that the curse from the movie is actually real, with Brendan being the only cast member not believing, which has dire consequences later on in the ride. The roller coaster has the ability to move from scene to scene at an incredible pace and features some amazing effects throughout. This ride has recently had some new updates and improvements, and it continues to be one of the fan favorite attractions in Universal Studios Florida. Before we move on to the next area, I have to mention the long-running Blues Brothers show that has actually been performing in the New York area since 1991. Make sure you check show times as you enter the park so you don't miss this amazing musical stage show that features many of the hit songs from the classic movie. Also nearby you can catch the a cappella battle Sing It, an entertaining show filled with pop hits and great performances. We now move on to the next area, San Francisco, where you can become one of the family on Fast and Furious Supercharged. The pre-show and queue line sees you enter a garage that features many of the franchise's amazing vehicles. You then climb aboard a party bus as this dark ride takes you on an exciting adventure with all the cast from the Fast and Furious movies. Let's hope it doesn't end in a disaster. You can also catch an impromptu performance from the Beat Builders, a group of construction workers using anything and everything as their percussion instruments, and they always put on a great show. It's now time to move on to the newest section in the park, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley. Before you enter the land, you can catch the Hogwarts Express that will take you directly to Hogsmeade over in Universal Orlando's other park, Islands of Adventure. Designed to look like London's King's Cross station, you will enter platform 9 3/4 as you become part of the story. You will encounter characters from the popular Harry Potter series, including Hagrid, Dementors, and of course Ron, Hermione, and Harry, before seeing the beautiful Hogwarts and arriving in Hogsmeade. It is the perfect way to travel between the two parks, but you will need a 2-park ticket to ride this attraction. As you walk along a regular London street, you will notice the triple-decker night bus before finding the hidden entrance that will take you straight into Diagon Alley. It features an amazing selection of shops, restaurants, and attractions. Within this amazing immersive land, there are a few exciting stage shows, including a puppet show enacting stories from the tales of Beedle the Bard, and a live musical performance by Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees. Both of these performances help to bring the area to life and are great additions to the land. The flagship attraction in Diagon Alley is Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. This is a 3D motion-based steel roller coaster dark ride that is based around the Wizarding Bank, Gringotts. You enter the bank surrounded by amazing audio animatronic goblins that interact with the guests before joining Harry Potter and the gang as you head down into the vaults and search for one of Voldemort's Horcruxes. You'll meet many different characters as well as some magical creatures seen throughout the ride. This is a great attraction with many exciting elements and is a must for any fan of the Harry Potter franchise. You can also head into the Gringotts Money Exchange to trade your dollars into Gringotts banknotes, which can be used in Diagon Alley, Hogsmeade, and other select areas of the Universal Orlando Resort. Overall, Diagon Alley is a great addition to the park, and as the most popular area, we would suggest arriving early to keep those wait times down. If you're enjoying the guide so far, don't forget to hit the like button, as it really helps us to share this video to more visitors. We now move on to what used to be one of the largest areas of the park, but is now the smallest. World Expo only houses one attraction, Men in Black Alien Attack. This is an interactive shooting dark ride which begins as a training exercise before an announcement of an alien prison ship crash landing in New York, where you are instantly sent to battle the many different audio animatronic aliens before they cause too much damage. This is a great attraction for you to battle for the highest score against your family and friends to become the best recruit. Carrying on around the lagoon, you will next come to Springfield, the home of The Simpsons. You can have a beer in Moe's Tavern, grab some food in Krusty Burger, and see a host of characters throughout this amazing land. The main attraction is the Simpsons Ride, a huge simulator ride that replaced the Back to the Future attraction in 2008. On the ride, you will be introduced to a cartoon theme park called Krustyland. However, Sideshow Bob is loose from prison and seeks revenge on Krusty and the Simpson family by taking over the park and destroying the ride. On this adventure, you will recognize plenty of popular Simpsons characters as you try to escape from Sideshow Bob's demolition attempts. The ride utilizes the huge IMAX screens and ride cars from the previous attraction. Near the entrance of the ride, Krustyland Carnival Games gives you the chance to win a Simpsons themed prize at the various Midway stations. In 2013, Springfield was expanded, which included a new aerial carousel attraction called Kang and Kudo's Twirl and Hurl. This is based on the aliens that feature in the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episodes. You will ride a UFO and spin past many interactive characters as you join the aliens in destroying Springfield. By the time you're watching this video, the next section of the park will most likely be closed. Woody Woodpecker's Kidzone will be closing on January 15th, 2023. This includes Fievel's Playland, Woody Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster, the Water Play Area Curious George Goes to Town, DreamWorks Destination, and Shrek and Donkey's Meet and Greet. Some of these attractions have been in the park for over 20 years, so the area is in much need of a change. Stick around until the end of the video to find out what we think might be replacing Kidzone in the near future. You may have noticed that there are still a couple of attractions in the Kidzone area that won't be closing. First up is the stage show, Animal Actors on Location. This is a 20-minute live show featuring trained animals from movies and TV shows performing various tricks and showcasing their talents. And finally, there is the classic dark ride, E.T. Adventure. This attraction was created by Universal along with the movie's director Steven Spielberg, who you can see before entering the indoor queue line giving information about the ride. As you enter inside, you'll be transported to a heavily forested area reminiscent of the film, with many props and Easter eggs lying around. You'll then sit on a bicycle-themed ride vehicle as you are tasked to return E.T. to his home planet. You'll perform the classic scene as you fly over the police car before going to the green planet and seeing all of E.T.'s family and friends before returning home. This is a quintessential Universal attraction, and I hope it remains in the park for years to come. We now come to the final area in the park, Hollywood, starting with Universal's Horror Makeup Show, a live stage show themed as a behind-the-scenes presentation of special effects used in horror films. A pre-show allows guests to walk through and view set pieces and props from various films, such as the Universal Classic Monster series. This show has some audience participation and can be very funny as the hosts demonstrate how different effects are used in the movies. This show is very easy to miss, but I highly recommend you check it out. You can also see a host of other classic characters in Hollywood throughout the day. Look out for Betty Boop, Doc Brown, Scooby-Doo and the gang, as well as some of the characters from Universal's Superstar Parade. The final attraction in Hollywood is the Bourne Stuntacular, a live-action stunt stage show based on the Jason Bourne film series. This uses a mixture of moving set pieces and screens to travel across 3 continents and includes chase scenes, fist fights, and a bunch of parkour. If you're a fan of the Bourne series or stunts in general, you'll be impressed by the performers and the state-of-the-art technology used throughout the show. The show opened in 2020 and of course replaced the amazing Terminator 2 3D, but I think is a worthy replacement. Universal Studios Florida also has a daytime parade and a nighttime show. Universal's Superstar Parade starts next to Louis' Italian restaurant in New York, wraps down through Production Central, moves through Hollywood, and then exits next to the Horror Makeup Show Theater. You'll be able to see characters from Despicable Me, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Secret Life of Pets, and Dora the Explorer. Make sure you grab a Showtimes leaflet as you enter the park so you don't miss out on this amazing parade. Universal Orlando's Cinematic Celebration is the nighttime lagoon show in Universal's Central Park. The show features 40-foot panoramic water curtains used as projection screens, fireworks, projection mapping onto surrounding buildings, and over 120 water fountains. Some of the scenes depicted include footage from films such as Jurassic World, The Fast and Furious, and Harry Potter. This is a great show and the perfect way to wrap your day up at Universal Studios Florida. Before we take a look at what's coming to the park, if you haven't already booked your next Universal trip, then why not check out Undercover Tourist for some great deals on Universal and Walt Disney World hotels and tickets. Take a look at my affiliate link in the description box below to see how much you could save on your next Orlando vacation. Obviously, with the new third park Epic Universe currently under construction and with its ambitious deadline for 2025, you might be mistaken that Universal Studios Florida will have nothing new to offer over the next few years. This couldn't be further from the truth, as a few projects are already underway. First up, we have the replacement of Shrek 4D in Production Central. This will be replaced by Illumination's VillainCon Minion Blast. This ride will be a very unique attraction that will allow visitors to grab an interactive blaster and take part in the villain competition. Instead of a ride car, you will be on a movable walkway system that will take you through a variety of different scenes. Along with this attraction, Monsters Cafe will be rethemed into Minions Cafe, similar to the location in Universal Studios Hollywood, and the whole of Production Central will be transformed into the new Minions Land on Illuminations Avenue. With an opening date of summer 2023, it won't be too long before visitors will be enjoying this whole new land. Also, as I mentioned earlier, Woody Woodpecker's Kidzone will be closing on January 15, 2023, and nothing concrete has been announced about its replacement. but if I had to hazard a guess, I would presume they will keep the area kid friendly, and as Illumination's Minion Land is already in development, it will most likely be based around a DreamWorks animation IP. It could be a Shrek themed land similar to Universal Studios Singapore, or a Kung Fu Panda land like in Beijing. It might be based on a more recent franchise like Madagascar or Trolls, but most likely it will probably feature a mixture of different properties. We can't wait to see what Universal Creative come up with, and hopefully it won't be too long until we find out more about this exciting project. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to help support the channel, then consider subscribing, or check out my new Patreon page for early access to videos starting from just $2 a month. I have also just released some new merch which you can take a look at in the link below. And if you want to see a guide for the park next door, Universal's Islands of Adventure, then check out this video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Disney Parks Addict.